Hello, what's up? We got ourselves another quick report here. Just went last night to see Faster Pussycat out at the Diamond Music Hall, and was a fantastic show. Of course, here in St. Louis, the star of the show for the hometown folks was Sam Bam Colton. So we're gonna have him back on the show. We had a glitch the other day, which is going to be a part of what I'm talking about tonight. But let's get into this review just a little bit here. Let's talk about what we've got and what they played. So the show was last night at the Diamond Music Hall out in St. Peters, Missouri. The set list consisted of Where There's a Whip, There's a Way, which, let me start by saying, Faster Pussycat is a band that I really, I didn't listen to a lot back in the day. I knew of them. I heard some of their songs. Of course, MTV was huge, so you couldn't get away from it. And Tammy was really in tight with MTV and all that stuff, and with Ricky Rackman and all that going on. So I knew about them and knew some of their songs. But in 1990, I would go and see Kiss on the Hot in the Shade tour, and they were opening up. So I knew the rep from their label, and he hooked us up, and we met Faster Pussycat backstage. And then we saw Kiss and met Kiss. And so the interesting thing was it was a little chilly last night, so I chose to wear my Kiss t-shirt or Kiss long sleeve shirt that I got from the concert I went to recently. So it was kind of interesting to do that, wear my shirt the second time I've seen Faster Pussycat. So so they opened up with Where There's a Whip, There's a Way, and then Cat House, Slip of the Tongue, Don't Change That Song, Little Dove, Ain't No Way Around It, Pirate Love, which is the Heartbreakers cover, Number One with a Bullet, Nola, one of the newer singles, House of Pain, Poison Ivy. So Sam and I have known each other for a long time, and we would jam now and again. You'll learn more about this again, later. He'll be back to talk to me some more, but I had this ever since I knew he was playing with Faster Pussycat. Now I had a picture disc, and in fact, I'm going to put in some of these photos, and I will show you what I had. I did not have a chance to do these ahead of time, so let's do that now. Oh, you know what? Interesting. Yeah, it's always that way, especially when you're doing things quickly. I just remembered they all need to be converted. Well, except for that one. I don't know if that one needs to be converted. So we've known each other for a while, and I had a couple copies of this vinyl picture disc of Faster Pussycat and their tune. Let's do a quick convert to that, and boom. So it was really cool. And I thought, as soon as I knew he was in the band, I'm like, I got to get him a copy of that. And so it'll be commemorative of that situation of his touring. So took it along with me last night, and it worked out great. It was great to see his face. He was really excited about it, and everything. So yeah, so Poison Ivy, but it was a vinyl picture disc of the single Poison Ivy. I knew their record rep at the time very well, and I'm still yet to remember his complete name. I think it was Steve. So if anybody knows, just let me know. Just let me know, because I'm trying to figure it out, and it's driving me crazy. Now, as usual, some of these pictures aren't so great. I've got an older phone, and that's all you have these days to take pictures. So we'll see how these look on the screen, and then we'll zip through these really quickly. But I was over, I started over on the other side, which, um, I'm not certain of the name of the gentleman who's playing guitar with them now opposite Sam, but, great guy, great guitar player, a lot of fun on stage. They make a great team of guitar players, and, but I did not get his name, and it's not on the website, so he must be, like, super new. Um, so here we go. There's a real crappy shot. That's Sam. There you go. There's the whole stage. This is where I used to do the open jam here, during COVID. Now these I did quickly, and they came out as small, so oh, that's for later, and that's something else, and that's for later, and here we are back on stage. So they went in small, so they're a little blurry, but the gentleman with me last night, his name is Phil, and, he is a metalhead, and he's also in a band. So, so he was there taking some great pictures, and hopefully I can get a hold of him, and I told him, I said, "Man, I'd love to see some of your pictures." So there's Sam jamming out. Did a great job. I'm telling you, I mean, he started at 12 here playing at open jams, and, um, as we were talking about the other day, and it was just crazy to see him up there wailing and doing such a great job. I just told him I was so proud of him. He's been out to MIT and over the years, and now he's 27, and he's been playing on the road for years with different bands. Um, but Diamond Music Hall is a great venue. They have this great stage setup. The stage, like, where's one of those shots? Here we go. So you see where the drum riser is, and right there at the edge of the drum riser there was, not too far from there is where the stage used to end. So they've stretched that stage out quite a bit. They have the big video thing in the background. Excuse me. Ah, there's one of those blurry shots. There's the other guitar player there. There you go. Ended up with pics from these two gentlemen at the end of the night. There's Tammy there. And their original bass player too. Let's see here. So yeah, so there you go. All right. Let's get back to the list then, because we're almost done with the list. Now, when I looked this up too, they didn't have Poison Ivy on the list, but they played it. Then they did Friends, Bathroom Wall, and then a Super Suckers cover called Pretty Fucked Up. And then Shut Up and Fuck, which is a Betty Blowtorch cover, and ended with Babylon, one of their newer tunes. So, again, I have only seen them once, and it's been decades, obviously, since I've seen them. And this was a high energy, uh, outstanding show. A great set list of songs. They kept it rolling. No big elongated, guitar solos or, all that stuff. They had solo moments, which was awesome. And they were, it was really, really good. Really good. I really enjoyed it, and it was great to talk to Sam. Didn't talk to well, I did talk to bass player and guitar player, and the drummer, who was also their tour manager, was walking around with some friends, so I didn't stop and talk with him. But didn't meet up with Tammy, but I'm eager to hear, and I'm gonna wait. I almost wrote a note to Sam to find out what they said about that vinyl single. Ooh, we got some folks in. What is up, Miss So? Good evening. Sound like you were at, yeah, right. Also, I did some yard work outside, and we watched the Charlie Brown shows, the Thanksgiving show and the Christmas show. That's why you're here, brother Joe. Man, it's great to have you here, man. Great to have you here. So weird that some of these older groups are still touring, but it's the only way some of them can still make an income. Yeah, I mean, and I think it's worthwhile if they can find some good guys. I mean, Sam is one of those amazing players because he is um, he's a good guy. I mean, he's one of these. He's a hot shot guitar player, but he doesn't act like it. As far as that's concerned, you know, and if they can keep going with these guys, then it's great. Like also Sam has a good voice, so he was helping in that situation, and even on some of those old songs, you could tell that that they needed somebody like that because there's things happening in the background. I think if I hang around here long enough, I might learn something. Yeah, you could. You could. It might just happen. You never know. Yeah, tell your friends, everybody out there, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification so you know when things are happening, especially like these crazy last minute times when I'm going to do this stuff. Yes. Yeah. It's funny, Miss So, you mentioned that about, it's not dead yet. Um, and I think Gene Simmons, whatever you think about Gene Simmons or why ever he does the things that he does or says the things that he says, he's like, rock is dead. And you're like, then why are you still on the road? If it's all so dead, why are you still doing it? I know this is the end of the road for them, but I doubt that. And even then, he's still counting on it. A lot of times I think he just says stuff like that just to get people fired up and just to get them to do, you know, to say something or whatever it is, so it is a little ridiculous when he does that. It's kind of like when you find out they kept going back and forth about, Gene is Gene. That's right. Amen to that. And they go, well, oh, they're not getting along, or Ace said this about Gene and Gene said this about Ace, or this one said this about the other, and then here it is months later. Oh, well, they're making up and they're actually doing a song together. You're like, okay, that's as lame as telling me it's your last tour, you know. So he do. That's for sure. Now, for some quick news, again, don't want to be here too long with this. It is lightning news flash. So upcoming, here's what we're going to do with Hammer Away. I'm going to go ahead and push it, adjust it, shove it, alter it to 4 p.m. on Wednesdays. I'm still sticking with Wednesdays, but after that little glitch that I had the other day with, with my brother Sam, running a little late, just made it too tight. And I'm going to have another one of those trainings. And I know it could happen to be too tight again, and I'm not going to have it. So I'm just going to bump it to 4. And I think that's going to be good because even more people can be done and with work and ready. And Saboteur, what's up? Never thought Guns N' Roses would tour together again. So if they can put aside their differences, anyone can. Yeah, absolutely. It's whether or not it's truly worth hearing them. I mean, that's what matters, is whether it's something good by the time they do get together and do it again. So yeah, this is so crazy. It's all this, I think it's that junk, and my cat's been sick. So I've been holding him a lot, and I think it's the allergy stuff because I feel great. I was out running around working today outside for a long time today. Now, on November 22nd, remember that, it's the day after my birthday, this Wednesday, we are going to have Keith Michaels, drummer of Tango Down. If you've not gotten into Tango Down, do your best. You're going to listen to some of their early stuff. They have 2 albums with Chaz West, and I really enjoy them as well. But those early records that you can hear on Spotify or on YouTube are really good. And if you want to check out something by Chaz, check out Bulletproof. I really enjoy that album. The new one is out there. See what you think of that one too. I just happen to prefer Bulletproof. It's stuck in my head because we played the same festival at that time, and I met them a couple of times for that album and everything. So it has a special place for me. Plus, um, I had an event that happened in there where that album was something I was listening to constantly at the time. Um, then two things to talk about. December 6th. This just happened. We just got this set up. I'm going to be talking with my good buddy Timothy Gaines, bass player Timothy Gaines, formerly of Striper, and then out of Striper, and then back in Striper and out of Striper, and which is kind of why I wore the shirt today. So, because he was this is from the To Hell with the Devil tour, kind of redo thing. So, I've enjoyed seeing them over the years many times. Thank you very much. I'm taking the next couple of days off. I've gotten autographs from so many musicians here in Kansas City by being in the right place at the right time. Yeah, that's the way it works. And this is one of those bands that I saw in Kansas City. It was and I really hate to say this, but it was a dump. I mean, I could have not believed that they were playing. When I pulled up to this club years ago, I couldn't even believe it. Could not even believe they were going to be playing there. It was so run down. It was brutal, really brutal. Um, so yeah, Timothy's going to be with me. We've hung out before on the show, and we're going to catch up with him and see what's going on, and see what's the news. And let's see. Then also on that night, I'm trying to see if I want to do this. Gary Ho Ho Hoey is on tour again with his Rockin' Holiday Tour, and he's going to be over in Illinois. He stops through it in Edwardsville every year to do a show over at the Wildy Theater. So that's later that same night. But that means I wouldn't be on Go Game Go. So I got to find out whether or not I really want to go. I mean, I really want to go. It's just, why does it have to be on a Wednesday night? I've been to the shows before on a Wednesday. Like I went to see Kiss on Wednesday, but we'll see what happens. And then today there's a metal band out there called oh man, I gotta remember what the name of it is now. Doggone it! I was listening to him earlier today. It's called Belt Fed Weapon. All right. Oh, let me get this up on the screen so I know I'm showing it to you right. There it is. Belt Fed Weapon. All right. And Darkened Demise is the name of the album. And I just messaged with them today, and I think they're going to be on the show coming up here soon. I'm still trying to figure out how I got tied in with it. All I know is they were in my messenger, and I was like, oh, okay. I sent him my card, and then he got back to me, and I was like, cool. So I just talked to him about doing a show, and I think it'll probably be on maybe the week after Timothy Gaines. So we'll find out. Do you like to sign autographs when you're on tour? I have never been on tour. I do enjoy doing an autograph if somebody wants it. I have done it before. It felt weird because I'm just a local guy. And if there is such a thing as just a local guy, I'm a musician, so it's fun. And I get it that it moves people. And if it moves them to say, hey, could you sign this for me? I'm sure. One night there was a birthday party at one of the gigs we played. And I think I was sitting in the band. I wasn't even in the band. I was sitting in. And they were like, here, we're having everybody sign this cymbal. They had a drum cymbal. And I was like, sure, there we go. And then when I did the Rockin' Skull up in my hometown in 2017, they had an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar. And they were having everybody who were playing at the gig sign them. So that was kind of interesting. Somebody's somebody's got a guitar that like um, Mark Torian from Bullet Boys signed, and the guys from LA Guns, and me. So that's kind of cool. And then when Steelheart was here recently, they, put they signed the wall in the back of the Diamond Music Hall. So now there's like Faster Pussycats back there, and there's like Vixen and Steelheart and, all these other bands. So when Steelheart did theirs, I think I mentioned it the other day when I did the review. I was like, I signed Viking Stew right there by the heart, not inside of it, but right by it. Or does it bother you to be bothered? No, it doesn't bother me. No, it just, I mean, I don't get asked a lot. I've only been asked a couple of times. And like I say, the one was just somebody had the symbol and they're like, here, we're just having everybody sign this. And then with the guitars, it was an honor. It was quite an honor. And, to get up there and see that they wanted everybody to sign these guitars. And that was me too, So it's cool. It was neat. I don't mind doing it. I will tell you a story though. So that whenever you end up signing an autograph, if you talk with Mr. Zach Wild, you may have heard me tell this story before, but I had when the guitars rule the world, and I'd given it to Reb Beach to sign, and he signed it at a clinic. And then years later, here was Zach Wild, and I took it in for him, and he goes, who the hell signed this? And I said, it's Reb Beach. Well, why didn't you write it so you can read it? I'm like, I don't know. And he goes, man, I just think if you're going to sign something, people ought to be able to read it. I'm like, yeah, that's absolutely. Me too. How often do I play? It's every few weeks, Right now we're on a little bit of a break. We played last weekend and we're off for 2 weekends, and then we play next week. On next weekend? Yeah, not this upcoming weekend, but the December 2nd we play again. So it's, we played 3 weeks in a row. We had a pickup gig that I forgot about, which was fine because we were rehearsing, and they're like, yeah, we have a gig on Friday. Oh, okay. Sounds great. I'm available. So that's good. So we played that. And then the next week we had another one in, St. Charles somewhere. Anyway, but then we had another one, 3 weeks in a row. So it's kind of fun doing that now and again, but I don't want to do that on the reg. I don't love keeping my gear in the car and all the time. And I love having my weekends, because I do silly things that keep me busy. So, and I don't want to get burnt out. I've experienced that a lot where people got burnt out. And you know what? While I'm yapping, let's do an unboxing here. So if you have any other questions, please ask. Please ask. This is a little something that I was requested to tell my wife what I would like for my birthday. And excuse me. And so I requested, this had been sitting in my want list for a while, the new Megadeth. The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead. Yeah. I was going to say, you almost think that they would have put DED instead of DEAD. Just a thought. Because I'm creative like that. So I'm eager to re-listen to that. I've heard it on Spotify. As I'm a Megadeth fan. But I wasn't always a Megadeth fan. Yeah, the album cover is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, let's see what this is. I've kind of forgotten what this would be. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. It's new? Well, all right. I didn't remember it was going to be new. Maybe they, no, they didn't repackage it because it's got the sticker on it. Well, that's kind of cool. How about that? Hardwired to self-destruct. I've been on a big Metallica kick since they came to town. I am still thinking about going to Chicago. I I I hate to say I doubt that that's going to happen, but who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I dig these later albums. I think they've been great. I think they've been really cool. So how about that? Megadeth and Metallica. What are the odds? I think that's really wild. All right, so here's the final. Here's the final piece. Look at this. That can mean only one thing. Please handle with care. Fragile. Thank you. That can mean only one thing. What is this? What does this mean? It's going to mean something now. It means little devil, but not that. It means the Midnight Devils, not the Little Angels. That's my buddy Toby. But this is the Midnight Angels. Now, I was telling Sam that the package kind of looked a little like I hope something didn't fall out or anything, but he's saying. And then I asked him today. I said, "Hey, was there something else in that package that we discussed?" And he said, "I think it's in there." But he goes, "Let me know." So I'd done an order. There was a combo setup that I think I mentioned when we were doing the when I was doing one of the reports or something. And he said that there was a vinyl single that was out there that was limited, and they didn't have a lot left. So, wow, look at this. All right. Oh my goodness. Look at this. It's Midnight Devil's money. This is not legal tender. Really? Or in your $69. That's great. $69. All right, so here is their latest. Oh, nice. With a guitar pick. Da-da-da-da. And autographed. Look at that. Thank you, guys. That's fantastic. That is great. Never Beg for It is the name of the album. Great hair metal punk is what I call it. It's just a lot of fun. Lots of fun. That's really cool. Oh, yeah, and that reminds me, I got to figure out what, probably still over in my jeans. I should show you those. Oh, look at this. The autographed poster. How about that? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. To get that framed up, put on the wall. And it looks like I'll just write him a quick note and let him know. Look at that. There it is, the vinyl single. Working for the Weekend and Highway 69. Autographed by all three members. There we go. And like I said, it was kind of interesting with Jimmy, their drummer, because the first time in 2017 when I played Rockin' Skull, he was the drummer for Pretty Boy Floyd. So these guys just went on tour with Pretty Boy Floyd over in the UK, and Jimmy is the drummer for the Midnight Devils now. I thought that was really, really cool. That's neat. Look at that. Pretty cool. Sam Spade Morris, Chris Sniper Heinlein online, and Jimmy Mess. Recorded at Stony Studios in Blue Island, Illinois. Produced by Chip Zanoff. Engineered by Rob Posen. Mixed and mastered by Chris Steinmetz at Stonecutter Records in Chicago. Sleeve design by 1119. Cover art by Rico Childs. Highway 69 Hitchhiker by Livy Ulrichs. Photo by Matthias Foe. Pretty cool. No, this is a neat little logo down here. The Midnight Devils logo. That's cool. That's fantastic. That'll be the third thing I listen to on my new turntable. Pretty cool. Now, one last thing, especially because it's almost birthday time. And my good buddy at school gave me a surprise present the other day. And I'll show you what he got me. Ta-da-ta-da! On vinyl, Off the Soundboard, Tokyo, 2001. So this was a reunion, except this doesn't have Pete. I just realized right here, it says Eric Singer with Ace Frehley, Gene Simmons, and Paul Stanley. So there you go. The first authorized Kiss Live bootleg series, 3 LPs, 180-gram black vinyl set featuring epic performances of Detroit Rock City, Shout It Out Loud, and God of Thunder, and 18 more. It sounds pretty good. We were listening to it off of Spotify the other day at school. And let's just open this up and I'll show it to you a little bit here. I got to be careful with that sticker because I like to collect those. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can do that nicely. Oh, it doesn't feel like Sunday. I'm glad I have the next 2 days off. All right. So, and while I'm here, I don't want to miss anything here. What do we got? Oh, no. Wow. Okay. Wow. Good stuff. Yes. Thanks, Stu, because I do ask, but I'm always scared to. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just decide not to, it's, it's one of those things. It never hurts to ask, always good to go for it. Yes, it is. It is. See, got to save the sticker. I've been doing that for decades, saving the stickers. So this is kind of like in a crafty style box. Years ago, Jefferson Airplane did an album, and I still have it, that came out, was it Bark? And it came out in a craft shopping bag style cover. Look at this. Let's see if they have printing on the. Yep. There it is. There's your songs. Side 6. I Was Made for Loving You and Rock and Roll All Night. That is really, really cool. So yeah, really good stuff. And they have all right, so it starts off with Detroit Rock City, Deuce, Shout It Out Loud, Talk to Me. Talk to Me. That's a good song. I love that one. Then it goes straight up, I Love It Loud, Firehouse, Do You Love Me, Calling Dr. Love, which has always been a big favorite of mine, and Heaven's on Fire. So quite the little mix there. Let Me Go Rock and Roll, Shock Me, guitar solo, Psycho Circus, Lick It Up, and then the bass solo, and God of Thunder, and then the drum solo. And then Cold Gin, 100,000 Years, Love Gun, I Still Love You. Oh my God. That's on my song list for my band. We're going to be doing that. Black Diamond, I Was Made for Loving You, Rock and Roll All Night. That is really, really cool. So quite the surprise. I had no idea that he was going to get me that. In the meantime, to welcome him back to school, I gave him a copy of. Do not drop that. I gave him a copy of on CD. I gave him Heaven and Hell, their studio record, and I also gave him Black Sabbath collection, the Dio years. Yeah. Agreed. You don't know until you try. You don't. And I tell people that all the time. I'm going based on the idea that it never hurts to ask. Three of the best guys. Hey, what's up, Yaman? Three of the best guys I've met. I always enjoy helping and hanging out with them when they are in Illinois. Oh yeah. You're talking about Midnight Devils. Yeah. They are really cool guys. Really cool guys. Chrissy Hyatt and oh yeah. Is that right? Wow. I just saw I just watched them on the Taylor Hawkins tribute concert. I was checking it out today. I'm hoping that comes out on DVD sometime. I would love to have that. I guess they're probably waiting. They're going to let it have its run on Paramount, and then maybe they'll release it on DVD or Blu-ray, because I'd like to own it. I don't want to have to rely on a service to do that. But Chrissy Hynde sounded great. They were doing a great job. She did a duet with Paul McCartney. I'd call that a banner moment. So yeah. Well, keep it coming, guys. Take care. I'm going to let this roll. I got other things to do, like get my cat some medicine and go to bed and get cleaned up. I'm a mess. So thank you guys for stopping in. Thanks for checking it out. Tell your friends all about it. Let's all get back in here. And these questions are fantastic. It's the reason that a lightning news flash goes from, 10, 15 minutes to 37. So it's great. It's awesome. I appreciate the questions, and it's always fun to answer. So yeah, keep in touch, and be ready for Wednesday when we talk with Keith Michaels. In the meantime, I might slip in another quick interview with Sam Bam Colton. So because they have a quick break day, actually tomorrow. They have a break day, but I don't know if I have time to get in there with him or not. But and then they'll have a few more days after that, and then they'll be back on the road. So and then it's the holidays, and then they'll probably be taking a time off during the holidays. So all right, yes, everybody have a great night. Have a great night. Thanks, Miss. First concert I took my brother to was Kiss years ago, and he joined the Kiss Army after that. That's fantastic. I only wish I'd had a few extra bucks when I was a kid. I'd have done it too, but I never did. I still have the slip though that came in the record. I still have that. All right, guys, have a great rest of the evening, and I'll see you before the holiday. And I'm not talking about my birthday, but we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys. Take it easy. Mhm.